I'm Wesley Morris.
I'm Ty Burr. Nice hat.
Thank you. It's my riding cap.
Your riding cap or your writing cap?
It's both, actually.
Okay. Coincidentally.
Yes, now we are going to talk about Secretariat.
Secretariat, another racehorse movie. I mean, we had Seabiscuit. Why do we need Secretariat?
Well, they're different.
I know.
They're different. Well, I mean, I'm answering the question for you. They're different, and what's different about them is actually smart in a lot of ways. I mean, Seabiscuit wanted to tell the story of America in the 1950s.
Right, wanted to tell about the time and the emotional setting of the Depression.
Yes, how this horse basically,
was necessary,
galvanized America. This movie, quite smartly, which is set in the early 1970s, bites off much less, and in doing so is a much more manageable movie.
Yeah, it's
both to sit through and to have made. I mean,
I really enjoyed it. It's solid.
It's very good.
Solid, straightforward, no frills movie making, but it tells a good, interesting story.
Yeah, I think there are frills,
effectively.
though. I mean, there are things that we've discussed that we really like about about some of the crafts.
The way it sort of avoids certain cliches of the horse race movie.
Right.
For instance, it's the story of Secretariat, the horse that won the Triple Crown in the early 70s, and more to the point about the woman who owned the horse, Penny Chenery, who's played by Diane Lane, who, the movie's really her story, and about how she moves from being this upper middle class wife and mother to having her own life as
a businesswoman.
As a businesswoman, and in its own sort of Talbotsy way, it's a feminist coming of age story.
Yeah, I mean, but the movie is also
right.
They don't force any of these issues. There's never. I mean, the most forced, I guess, for lack of a better term, the movie gets is when she sort of barrels into the men's club and demands to have a meeting, but it's not.
A little bit of a
she's not going
moment,
but she's not going in making a point as a woman. She's going in because she has to meet with this particular guy about her horse.
Right. All of these points are sort of folded into the unfolding of the story, which is as it should be.
And I mean, the key to the movie is actually Diane Lane, I think, in a lot of ways. I mean, she is someone who kind of frustrates me because I love her so much. She doesn't get the parts I think she deserves. And the movies she does take, I always feel like she's sort of backed into being strong and confident as opposed to starting out that way. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the rare movies where her confidence is there from the first scene to the last.
But she learns to articulate it, and she learns to act on it within the channel of having the horse.
There's no eureka moment, though. Do you know what I mean? She's smart, she's educated, she's ambitious, she knows what she wants. I think it just took these series of events to enlighten her about how to use all the acumen she has in all these different areas,
the character,
to build what basically is a startup around this horse.
Mm-hmm. And I got to say, I mean, the way they film the races, the three key races, are really clever, creatively done, and sort of take you outside of the cliches of horse racing movies.
Right. There's suspense, even though you know what's going to happen. In each race, there's suspense.
And in the second one, they don't even shoot it from the point of view of the people at the track. They shoot it from the point of view of Diane Lane's character's family sitting at home watching it on TV, which is where a lot of us saw that race on TV.
Right.
And it sort of brings it home in a way, in a literal way that works very well for the movie.
No, this is a very smartly made movie. It's shockingly better than I was expecting it to be. I mean, it's worth seeing. You probably won't do much better for this sort of family.
Right, exactly. It doesn't really break new ground, but it's about as good as this kind of story
mainstream
can be
commercial
made.
Right.
Take your parents; they'll love it. It's kind of a movie made for a lot of people who don't think that they make movies for them anymore. And here it is. Go see it.
That's Secretariat. I'm Wesley Morris.
I'm Ty Burr.